Hello again, everybody, and welcome to my kitchen on this lovely Saturday, October 5th, 2013. I wanted to share with you my latest project. As those of you who follow my videos are aware, I've been doing some upgrades on the high rail layout in the attic, and I wanted to do something with hand railing on the bridges. I've looked on the internet and seen that you can actually buy some very nice Pennsylvania Railroad style hand railing, but I think the cost is a bit much for them, and being as I have a high rail layout, I'm not really interested or into the scale end of the modeling. So what I wanted to do was create something that approximated the Pennsylvania Railroad style hand railing, and I know also from personal experience that the old Reading company used this as well. And let me show you what I've done. This is something I've picked up at Walmart. I think it was $2 or $3. It's flour wire, and you get a whole bunch of them in a bag. Let me just get a little piece of it over this piece of paper here. It's very thin wire. It's very flexible, and I can just bend it with my finger. You can see how easily it bends, and the wire is painted green. I'm thinking it's paint, and this is a very cheap way of doing it, but as you can see here, I started a piece. And again, think of it in terms of toy trains. I'm not interested in replicating something in scale proportions. All it has to do is just kind of look like the real thing. So anyway, for this particular bridge I'm making this railing for, it measures 6 7/8 inches long on the layout. So what I've done here is I've taken two pieces of this wire and cut it to approximately 7 inches, and this is going to be one of the stanchions on the railing. The wiring has been cut to a 1-inch length, and what I do is use Loctite super glue to glue this thing together. For those interested in dimensions, the actual railing itself is spaced 3/8 of an inch apart, and the idea is to have the railing stand 3/4 of an inch high. Where did I get the dimensions from? I was looking at pictures, and the pictures I found with people in them, the prototype railing comes approximately up to a guy's butt. So I took one of my little plastic men and measured him, and his butt is about 3/4 of an inch off of the platform, or off of the surface. So that's where I got the measurement from. Again, the railing will stand 3/4 of an inch high from the surface of the bridge or whatever it might be going on to, and the middle rail is 3/8 of an inch down from it. The other part of it, let me just slide this out of the way. And by the way, I might mention, if the wire wasn't painted, I would probably try soldering it. Here I'm showing you a finished piece of it, and you're probably not going to pick it up in the lighting because I'm in the kitchen, and the lighting isn't that great for video, but it's green right now. And let me just turn it, and you can see there are dual stanchions, there are dual stanchions on this piece, one on each side of the railing, and they're just crazy glued on. My intent is to paint the railing. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it black or silver, because I've seen color photos with it painted both ways. And again, while it's not scale, it conveys the impression of that style of hand railing which you might find on a bridge or atop of a wall. and I will shoot another video up on the platform. I've left one side of the stanchion longer than the other because what I had done on the first bridge that I'm installing this on is actually put the railing against it, mark it off with a marker, and use my Dremel to drill holes down so this thing actually slips into the holes, and the short piece of the railing comes flush with the surface of the bridge. I'm not sure if I'm going to glue them in place or just let them sit loose. Because they are so cheap to make, it's not a big deal if a train derails and wipes one of them out, or somebody's granddaughter comes up and does something with the railing and breaks it. It's relatively easy to make another one. So I will make another installment on this little project, showing you after it's painted and upstairs when I'm installing it. The top, and I doubt you're going to see it in this video, or maybe you can, at least I can in the viewfinder, but you can see that the tops of the stanchions are a little rough, and my thoughts are you could dress them down with a Dremel tool or a file, or I'd even thought of maybe mixing some 5-minute epoxy and putting a dab on the top just to make it a little bit nicer looking. But when I had this piece up on the layout, it looked pretty good. It gave me the impression that it was a Pensy style hand railing, and that's all I'm really interested in, because once again, remember that the high rail layout is a toy train layout with Lionel trains operating on semi-scale scenery, so this kind of does it for me. Now you see the final phase of the hand railing project, where the hand railing is actually installed on the passenger platform, and this view is on the south end of Mainville Station. Let me slowly bring the camera around here. And there's the hand railing on the north side of the station. I'm going to move the camera around so you could see everything I've done to it. Here you can see the railing has a bend in it to match the contour of the platform. And on the other side of the signal bridge, there's also a bend in the railing to bring it even with the railing going up onto the milk platform. Now let me draw the camera back. So I think it's a fun little project to do once I got the system down and doing it, and I think the addition of such a small item makes a world of difference. Let me pull back and you can see the inter-track fence by the station, so it makes it look a lot neater. I do have these scratch-built signal cabinets, and there was one over in there like that, but I don't know, it might wind up somewhere else. I'll have to play around with it. There's a second one. There are two different heights, but all I would have to do is trim the pieces on the bottom to make them even. So I'm not sure where they're going to go yet. And let me just go down the track, and we'll take the camera with us, because it's more fun. Get my eyeglasses out of here. Z Tower. This is, and originally I started this railing because I wanted it to be on the bridge by Z Tower. And there's, I can swing the camera around. You see it does have like the Pensy look to it. It isn't scale by any means or stretch of the imagination, but I think it carries the spirit and essence of that type of railing. And after all, it is on a toy train platform, so I really don't care if it's scale or not. I just want to capture the look of it, and I think I've done that. Let me go over this telephone pole. Here's the other side of the bridge with the railing on it, and it's not perfect, But again, I think it does the job and conveys the impression that I want to convey. There's a look down there. So I'm happy with it. I've got a system down and I can crank them out fairly quickly. In future installations on top of the bridge here, probably both sides to give it a cooler look than it already has. I can also see the railing going on the city branch level along this wall and all the way down through here, and probably going to take it all the way down to QA office. Here's some of my original railing. This is just made out of balsa wood, and I'm sure I'll replace that with the metal hand railing. But I plan on taking it all the way down through here and probably make a hook in the railing here and have it come across the tunnel portal so the little plastic people don't fall off and get run over by a train. And the only other place that I would think about putting it right now is on top of this retaining wall. This is where what I now call Z Tower used to be, but when it was up there it was carrying the name Bethairs Tower, so I think railing on there would look nice. And I don't know, I do have fencing behind Belmont Yard office and some it's probably plastic railing. Maybe I'll mess with that and maybe I won't, but for now I just wanted to get railing on the places that don't have it. So stay tuned. Again, I think it's a very inexpensive project. Once you get a system, it's sort of fun to do. And I guess that's all for now. Stay tuned for more.